Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is from your English textbook First Flight, chapter number 3, part 2, The Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth. This lesson, The Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth, reflects on how one's judgment gets changed due to his strong desire and how it creates problem for him. Right? In this chapter, the narrator is a pilot who is so eager to meet his family and have a good breakfast that he takes the wrong decision of facing the storm instead of doing the right thing, that is thinking about his own safety, right? But miraculously, that means a miracle happens. So miraculously he somehow manages to escape from the storm with the help of a mysterious aeroplane. Mysterious means there was some unknown aeroplane, right, which came from somewhere and it again went away somewhere, right? So how it was a mysterious or a miraculous escape, and how did he save himself? To find out that, let us read out the chapter and understand it in detail. Okay, the moon was coming up in the east behind me and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. This means that the description is given about the night time when there is a moon in the sky and the stars are shining brightly. Okay, there wasn't a cloud in the sky, that means it was a clear atmosphere. I was happy to be alone high up above the sleeping countryside, right? That means when he was moving or traveling in the plane, he was all alone, right? And there was no one who was not asleep. Except him, everyone were asleep. Okay, I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane. So Dakota aeroplane, I have shown or given you the picture on the right hand side, you can see, right? So this is the Dakota aeroplane. Yes, so this picture you can see, it is a Dakota aeroplane. Okay, so what he's saying, I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England, right? So the author or the writer was going from Paris to London. Okay, I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. So as I said, that his strong desire was to reach London as soon as possible and meet his family and have a big breakfast, right? I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. I should call Paris control soon, I thought. So as he was flying from France to England, right, as he was high above in this high above at a greater altitude, he decided to call Paris control room. Okay, I thought, as I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me, right? So usually when a plane is traveling, it needs to get clearance, right? That means it needs to take the permission from the airport authority from where it is passing, right? If a plane is traveling from one country to another, then it needs to take the clearance or permission from the places above which it is flying. Okay, I switched on the radio and said, Paris control, Dakota DS-088 here. Can you hear me? I am on my way to England. Over. Right. So you have seen the walkie-talkie type, right? So this is the message which is actually passed in such a manner, right? Whenever you complete your conversation, you have to say over. Then the other person will, if hearing your message, then they will also reply to you. Okay, we'll move further. The voice from the radio answered me immediately, right? As The pilot sent the message. Immediately answer came back, DS-088, I can hear you. You ought to turn 12-degree west now. DS-088 over. That means the clearance and the direction was given by the authority at the place where he was asking the message. That was Paris control room. I checked the map and the compass, switched over to my second and last fuel tank. So when it passed from there, right, the fuel tank showed the last signal. Like this, in our vehicle also there is a fuel tank which shows us the signal that how much fuel is there, right? And turn the Dakota 12-degree west towards England. I will be in time for breakfast. So this shows that how badly he wanted to reach England. Okay, I thought a good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. That means easily and very calmly the flight was going on in a smooth way. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds. That means he had already crossed Paris and he was 150 kilometers ahead. Okay, and when he was 150 kilometers ahead, he saw clouds, storm clouds. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. So when he is looking at the clouds, they looked like mountains, right? Because it was very dark and it were stormy clouds. Okay, I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south, right? So if these are the clouds, then he needs to go above it or from below the clouds to overcome or not to get in contact with that clouds. To avoid those clouds, it had to take either the north or the south direction. Okay, but for that he did not have enough fuel. I ought to go back to Paris, and the other option was from where it was coming, he had to take reverse and go back to the Paris. I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. So what the author is saying, that he badly wanted to meet his family and he wanted to have breakfast with them. Okay, so what he is deciding? He is deciding to take the risk. So what he is saying, I will take the risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm, right? So stormy clouds were there and he is moving the plane inside that stormy clouds, right? Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black, because we know that in storm it is very difficult. Means it is for sure, if a plane is going and there is a storm, then the chances of it getting down, right, or it getting crashed is 100%, right? So it was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air, right, because it was a stormy cloud. It was jumping and twisting in the air. I looked at the compass. I couldn't believe my eyes. You know compass, it is an instrument which is usually used in the planes or ships to find out the direction. Okay, I looked at the compass. I couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round and round. It was dead. That means in the storm it was so dangerous that even the compass had stopped working, right? The direction could not be found, and the needle which is there in the compass, it kept moving round and round. It would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too, right? So in the plane, other instruments were also dead, like the radio and everything. I tried the radio, right? You can see the writer over here. Okay, Paris control, Paris control, can you hear me? There was no answer. The radio was dead too. That means it was also dead. I had no radio, no compass, and I could not see where I was. That means if he could have the compass or the radio in the working conditions, then at least he might be able to get the directions about where he is and where he could go. But as everything was dead, it was not working, it was very difficult for him to find out the right direction, where to go and where not to go. Okay, I was lost in the storm. Then in the black clouds quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. So in this picture we can see, right, the author is there, he is driving his own old Dakota aeroplane, and on his right hand side there is another plane which is moving besides the writer's plane without lights. Okay, it had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. I could see the pilot's face turned towards me. Right, that means the pilot in the another plane was looking at the author. I was very glad to see another person. Right, that means whenever we are stuck somewhere, we are in a problem, and if we find anyone who is there with us, then at least we get relaxed and we feel that at least that person will help us out to come out of that problem. He lifted one hand and waved, right, like this, follow me. He was saying, follow me. He knows that I am lost, I thought. That means when he came to his rescue, the author was sure that this person might be knowing that I am lost somewhere, and because of that he has just come for his rescue. He is trying to help me. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of my Dakota so that it would be easier for me to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child, right? Because the writer or the author did not know anything where he was and where he was going. But as another aeroplane came and it was trying to help him out, trying to guide him in the right direction, he just followed like an obedient child, right? Because the children, they are very innocent and they don't have the senses, or they are not mature like the elderly people, right? So they follow the instructions what their parents or elderly people give blindly. In the same way, the author is also following the instructions. Okay, another half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more, and there was stormy clouds, and on the another side the fuel in the tank was about to get over. Okay, I was starting to feel frightened again. That means he was very much worried that how he will be able to come out of these stormy clouds, and will he be able to reach his home safely or not. But then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. That means the another plane was going downwards and also the writer's plane was following it. Suddenly I came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines of light in front of me. It was a runway, right? Whenever if you have traveled through aeroplane and at the night time, if you are in the flight and it reaches at the airport, you can see a long straight runway, and on the both side of which there is lights, right? There are too many lights over there, and from the sky you can easily view or notice that this is a runway. Okay, fine. An airport. It was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty, right? So it was in front and it was going on, and as the writer saw the runway or the path or an airport, he was so excited that his mind got distracted, right, towards the excitement of reaching home. And when he turns back to find the person who had helped him, that is the another aeroplane, it was not visible, right? The sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could not see it anywhere, right? So I landed and was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota near the control tower. Okay, I went and asked a woman in the control center where I was and who the other pilot was. I wanted to say thank you. Right, so in the picture you can see, right, the writer, he is there and he is going to the control room and is inquiring about where he was stuck and who was the other pilot who had helped him to come out of the storm, because he ultimately wanted to thank him, right? She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. Another aeroplane? Up there in this storm? No other aeroplanes were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. So radar is a kind of instrument where usually the aeroplanes flying in the sky can be noticed, right? The location of the plane could be noticed. Okay, so she is very much shocked as she didn't find any kind of aeroplane or another aeroplane in the sky with the author's aeroplane when he was flying in the sky. So who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass or a radio and without any more fuel in my tanks? Right, so the author was actually very much shocked, right? He was surprised that how is it possible, right, that there was no other person. Then too he could see someone who was guiding him and who helped him to come out of the storm. Okay, who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? Right, so these are the questions coming in the mind of the author, and it was just a mystery, right? It was a kind of a miracle which helped the author to come out from the storm, and he was able to save his life, okay, from such a stormy wind or the clouds. So that's it for today. We end our lecture over here, and I thank you everyone for watching my video.